After receiving my blood test that showed my testosterone levels on the underside of the reference range for the first ever time, I decided to embark on this journey of attempting to recover my levels to those of a healthy 24-year-old. But what was the cause of it? Yes, we all know male hormones have been plummeting over the last 20 to 30 years for a multitude of reasons, but one that stood out to me was the vitamin and mineral deficiencies throughout the global population. Now, because I just got a basic blood test that was just serum chemistry plus a bit of hormones, I didn't really know what I was dealing with. So I had to get more blood tests that came back and told me that I had 1 vitamin and 2 minerals outside of their reference ranges. For each of the vitamin and minerals, I'm going to explain what it is, reasons you and I might be deficient, how it affects testosterone within the body, and my 30-day supplement regimen with before and after results. So that brings us to the first deficiency identified, which is vitamin D. Vitamin D measured at 42 nanomoles per litre, which put me in the mild deficiency category. This was pretty surprising to me because I'm always in and around the beach and we were just coming off a pretty hot Australian summer. Studies do suggest that around 50% of the global population is deficient in vitamin D, so I guess it shouldn't be that much of a surprise. Flip a coin, and it could be you too. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin that is produced by the body when the skin is exposed to sunlight or obtained through food or supplements. It is associated with various diseases including cancer, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, autoimmune diseases, and depression. There are 2 main factors that contribute to vitamin D deficiencies. First, certain malabsorption syndromes such as celiac disease and a multitude of others that can block the absorption of vitamin D or decrease the body's ability to synthesize it. Second, decreased sun exposure levels. Approximately 50 to 90% of vitamin D is absorbed through the skin via sunlight, while the remainder comes from the diet. Hence, populations with higher skin melanin content and those who extensively cover their skin, particularly in Middle Eastern countries, are more prone to deficiency. In the United States, 35 to 61% of the population is deficient in vitamin D, while deficiency rates in countries like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh exceed 80%. Vitamin D is believed to affect testosterone production through multiple pathways, although not all of them are fully understood. It regulates gene expression, leading to increased production of proteins involved in testosterone synthesis. Additionally, it influences luteinizing hormone levels, which stimulate testosterone production. Vitamin D is also crucial for immune, cardiovascular, and brain functions, all of which can play a role in testosterone production. So that brings me to my supplement regimen, which just consisted of 2 tablets of vitamin D3K2 per day. It's recommended to take one. One tablet is 5,000 IUs approximately, so 2 tablets was 10,000 IUs per day. I also took a more conscious effort into getting more sun exposure throughout the month. And you'll see in these results here that it went from 42 nanomoles per litre to 212 nanomoles per litre, which is quite an astounding increase, especially just in a month. It either tells me that these bad boys are super powerful and I could definitely just drop it back to 1, which I actually did. And on a subsequent blood test, still sitting around the 180 nanomoles per litre mark, which I think is a very healthy range. Or it might have been the K2 in the supplement, or it might have been one of the other minerals that we'll talk about later that helps vitamin D form in the body. Now, I have good news before I get into the next mineral, and that's that this video is sponsored by Shortform. I've never had a proper video sponsor on the channel, so they came to me a few months ago. I've used their service for the last few months, and I'm just happy to say that the platform is just awesome. It's a platform that provides not just super detailed book summaries that cover all the book's key ideas, but they have interactive exercises and bonus insights all throughout the analysis. It actually helps you implement the teachings of the book into your everyday life, which is a goal most people fall short of when reading due to getting caught up in all the unnecessary filler in today's non-fiction books. When I originally started this supplementing journey, I kept forgetting to take my tablets. So what did I do? I checked out Atomic Habits on Shortform and I implemented some of James Clear's methodologies like making it obvious and habit stacking, and I didn't forget my tablets a single day throughout the rest of the month. There were thousands of books covering all the different genres, anything from health, finance, and self-help. So if any of you guys are interested, you got 1 week free if you use my link in the description, shortform.com/Connor, and you also get 20% off your annual subscription. So let's get back to the video and talk about our first mineral, which is magnesium. Magnesium is a crucial mineral that plays a vital role in human health and nutrition, governing the activity of hundreds of enzymes and encompasses around 80% of known metabolic functions. Despite its importance, magnesium is still one of the least understood and underappreciated elements in human health. It's estimated that 45% of Americans are magnesium deficient, and 60% of adults do not reach the recommended dietary allowance, 320 milligrams for women and 420 milligrams for men. 2 of the main known reasons for the increase in deficiency include the depletion of magnesium in soil over the past century and the rise in consumption of processed foods. Soil depletion occurs when the same land is farmed over and over each time, degrading the levels of nutrients given to the plants throughout their growth life cycle. Processed food, also a strong culprit. There is evidence to suggest that common additives in food actually impede the levels of magnesium that can be absorbed by the individual in their body. Low magnesium levels are associated with hypertension, coronary heart disease, diabetes, osteoporosis, and a multitude of neurological disorders. So how does it affect testosterone? This is cholesterol and this is testosterone in their molecule forms. And you can see just how similar they are. And for cholesterol to actually transition into testosterone, it has to undergo a bunch of enzymatic processes and steps that all require the use of magnesium. So if you're low on magnesium or magnesium deficient, this process doesn't work as well, and therefore it's theorized that you end up with lower levels of testosterone in your body. My red blood cell magnesium blood test showed I was only just deficient at 3.9 milligrams per deciliter, where the reference range is 4.2 to 6.8, with experts recommending a minimum of above 6 milligrams per deciliter for optimal health. So I then started supplementing with 1.5 grams of magnesium glycinate per day. I've used cheap forms, expensive forms of magnesium, magnesium threonate, which everyone talks about now as the messiah of magnesium. But a lot of those seem to either give me gastric distress or a multitude of other side effects that weren't really worth the price tag. So for me, this form works well, and it's what I've stuck with for this month. That's definitely something everyone's got to try for themselves to see what they like and what they don't like. Nevertheless, my red blood cell magnesium now sits at 5.8 milligrams per deciliter, so it is in the reference range, but it's definitely something I'm going to continue supplementing with. Not going to increase the dose, keep the same dose, and see if it will get me maybe in a month or two into that expert recommended 6 milligrams per deciliter range. That brings us to our final mineral, which is zinc. Zinc is a mineral that is essential for many important functions in the body. It helps with wound healing, supports the immune system, and is important for proper growth and development. It can be found in many foods such as meat, shellfish, legumes, and nuts. Zinc deficiency can lead to weakened immunity, delayed wound healing, hair loss, and other problems. And like magnesium, it's commonly deficient due to the exact same reasons. Conditions preventing absorption and lower levels in the food we eat. Zinc is required for the activity of the enzyme 5-alpha reductase, which converts testosterone to its more potent form, dihydrotestosterone, DHT. One study conducted on men with low testosterone levels found that supplementing with zinc for 6 months increased testosterone levels by 74%. Another study conducted on athletes found that supplementing with zinc for 4 weeks increased testosterone levels by 26%. My zinc results on my first blood test was 10 umoles per liter, which sat right at the reference range of 10 to 18. I then supplemented 1 tablet of Nootropic Depot's micro zinc for the entire month, and my zinc went to 12 umoles per liter. So only +2. And because that was only a minimal increase, I then continued to do 2 tablets per day, and I hit 15 umol by the next month. So the moment we've all been waiting for, how much did it affect my testosterone levels and my broader hormone levels throughout my body? Well, my estradiol went from 128 pmols per liter to 149 pmols per liter, which was a 17% increase, which doesn't necessarily mean it's good. It's probably bad. I'd rather see it decrease a little bit. My luteinizing hormone levels went from 3.2 IUs per liter to 4.4 IUs per liter, increasing 38%. My SHBG went from 17 nanomoles a liter to 28 nanomoles per liter, which was an impressive 66% increase. My levels of free testosterone went from 229 pmols per liter to 392.4 pmols per liter, which is a pretty staggering 57% increase, which is an increase I'm super happy about, even though it's now just sitting kind of at the average level. And my total testosterone levels went from 260 nanograms per deciliter to 511 nanograms per deciliter, which was a 97% increase, which I'm pretty ecstatic about. But for me, the most important thing is to have begun the journey. Have a look at my cabinet here. You can see there is a lot to come. I'm going to be doing 1 supplement per month for the next few months, starting with Tongkat Ali, which I'm going to actually do for 2 months to give it a really thorough review and analysis to see if it actually works. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss that video. And because I'm coming from the future and my Tongkat Ali bottle is actually already empty, I can actually say that stuff works pretty well. Yes, it didn't go to 900 plus like everyone wishes it would, but I definitely did see a reduction in kind of common low T symptoms. I felt like my training ability improved. Like I was struggling to train for more than 20 minutes in a workout. It definitely improved over the period. Just general levels of motivation also seemed to increase a little bit. If you guys got anything interesting from this video, wanted to let me know anything, I reply to most of the comments, so put them down below. Let me know your experience with these supplements, and I will see you in the next video next week.